Experience number 10. Another experience I had was in the summer of 1980 on one of those first jobs I had. I worked on the road for a few months, trimming trees and mowing graveyards. My ride would pick me up at 7 a.m. every morning without fail. I finished my coffee and hopped in the car and we went off to our jobs. On this morning, we had to cut trees and shrubs. We finished clearing the roads of any rocks and debris that were in the way of cars going freely on their way. It was a long day, but everything went well. We finished our shift, punched out, and went home. I ate dinner and went to bed early. I knew I had to get up early the next morning because we'd be mowing some of the local graveyards. I got up about 5:30 a.m., had my coffee and ate breakfast, and went outside to wait for my ride. We would take turns driving, me one week and my friend the other. He pulled up and we got to work and punched in. We both went with separate crews. When we went to one of the local graveyards, one would mow and another would do the weed eating, and others would do the raking and clearing. Well, I was at the end of the graveyard, way in the back. There were 4 or 5 graves. One was all alone and unkept, like no one had ever raked it or cleared it of leaves and other debris. So I bent over and swept the gravestone of dirt and moss. I finally started to notice a name. I got a bottle of water and continued to clean the stone. The name was clear. Her name was Emily, 1880 to 1898, when she was born and when she died. I finished clearing the gravesite, and I even fixed the gate door that was on the fence that surrounded the grave. All that was left to do now was to mow, weed eat, and rake a little. So I grabbed my mower, rake, and weed eater and started to finish cleaning up around the gravesite. I noticed, right over her grave, was a crack. The ground was cracked and looked swollen or puffed up like it moved. I bent over and raked it and went and got a shovel because I thought I might be able to fix it. I started raking it some more, and I heard a moan, and the ground moved beneath me. I heard another moan, and the ground moved like it was breathing under my feet. I felt movement, and I ran and left my tools. Another thing I can't explain is that the crew was gone, and the sun was going down. The tombstones were throwing shadows that looked like figures. I came to work at 7 a.m., and when I left the graveyard, it was 8:45 at night. The crew had quit working at 3:30 in the afternoon and left another guy there with me. I never saw another worker there with me. The guy at work said he quit and they never saw him again. I decided to quit the next day. That was one day of work that scared the hell out of me, and once again, I can't explain the missing time. This has happened to me a couple of times before. I just can't explain it, and I don't think I ever will.